With around 1,200 people within its population, the Hadza tribe is located near the Serengeti and Olduvai Gorge in East Africa, and is one of the few indigenous tribes that still hold on to the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. They use a click language that is unique to the Hadza, and the Hadza tribe was completely a hunter-gatherer tribe before 1964, but ever since then, many of the Hadza have settled. While there's about 1,200 individuals who identify as Hadza, only about 300 to 400 still live by the means of hunting and gathering. And those who still live in the bush camps, they live in camps that move seasonally depending on where the food is that time of year. The Hadza men use bows and arrows to hunt or scavenge dead carcasses, while the women raise the children and dig for plants and herbs for food. Uh, However, if they are at home, the men will also help raise the children, especially while teaching ethics and babysitting. Um, the Hadza are highly egalitarian, and their culture does not favor any persons with a dominant or aggressive behavior. All food is brought back to the camp by both men and women and then distributed equally throughout the community, and no one receives any extra, and everybody contributes. Even older husbands or poor hunters will sometimes go foraging with their wives if they just can't really get much food with the men. Um, and then the Hadza do not practice any religions, and they have no shamans, no witchcraft, no organized ritual meetings. However, they do believe that other people can curse their tribes. Missionaries have attempted to try to convert the Hadza to Christianity, but with like absolutely no luck. Um, Marriages in the Hadza culture are all monogamous. However, there is a very high rate of divorce. Men, on average, have about 2.5 wives and usually get married between the age of 18 and 25 years old. And another interesting thing is, on average, the lifespan for the Hadza is only about 15 years old, which is pretty crazy. The Hadza men play little role in the upbringing of their children. Instead, they show off how to be a man in their society for the youth males to see and copy, basically monkey see, monkey do. Um, and unmarried births are not looked down upon by the society, and the men who inherit a bastard stepchild is expected to care for that child and call it its own, or his own. Um, the boys are taught to use bows and arrows around the age 3 to 4 and hunt for themselves around 6 to 7. Girls help their mothers dig and take care of their siblings, starting around 6 to 7 years old, and then almost all Hadza children become independent around age 8. Again, they usually die off around 15, so becoming independent around age 8 kind of makes sense. Although they are egalitarian, there are several conflicts over the access of females in the Hadza culture, and most of the time, although it is very rare, the cases of homicide are related to reproduction and sexual jealousy. Um, what's cool also is that fights between spouses are mostly symmetrical, meaning that the wives are able to reciprocate or even attack, or even the first to attack. Um, in one of the readings, 37.5% of the wives and 36.5% of the husbands were the objects of violence and disputes with their spouses. And it's pretty crazy. They use like hands, teeth, sticks, bows and arrows, and stones while using these attacks. But however, it's very rare that they actually end up killing each other, because most of the time, other people from the tribe will actually come in and stop the fight and have them all resolution and all that stuff. Um, Within the tribe, the younger boys are much more physically aggressive than the girls, and the girls are a lot more verbally aggressive than the boys. Um, and what's interesting about this is that in Hadza culture, it is much more accepted to be verbally aggressive than to be physically aggressive. If anyone is ever physically aggressive, other members will come in and stop the fight, explain to them why they are wrong and why they should forgive. However, it's pretty common to see women being verbally aggressive or spreading rumors about other women in different tribes, or sometimes in the same tribe as well. An interesting statistic is that while 50% of males had either fought in the past or currently continue the practice, the corresponding percentage for the females was only 30%. So it's a pretty clear difference that the boys are a little bit more aggressive than the women. And that might just have to do with their hormones and whatnot.